Hello, welcome to News Round, a recap of our stories in the week. I'm Ladi Williams. First of all, the headlines. Chief of Defense Staff vows military will resist violent secessionist agitations in the country. An emir of Muri in Taraba State threatens killer herders with 30-day ultimatum. Muslim faithful in Nigeria celebrate this year's Eid al-Kabir with resounding message of peace. And rescue operations still ongoing in China following devastating floods in Henan province. And we begin News Round with the strong words from the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabor, directed at those he says are challenging the authority of the state. The defense chief vowed that the Nigerian military and other security agencies will resist any attempt by anyone or group of persons waiting to use violence against the state under the guise of agitation or secession. General Irabor made this comment when he met with retired senior military officers in the southeast geopolitical zone in Owerri, the Imo State capital. Do take a listen.
The Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabor, arrives the venue of the stakeholders meeting with retired senior military officers from the southeast zone in Owerri, the Imo State capital. And straight away, he inspects the ceremonial quarter guard mounted in his honor. Thereafter, he moves into the hall where the retired and serving senior officers are waiting to commence this important event. The General Officer commanding 82 Division, Major General Taurid Lagbaja, sets the tone for the gathering.
This important forum will help in shaping and enhancing our collective response to emerging security challenges in the Southeast region. It is hoped that the synergy of ideas that will be generated in the course of this interaction will contribute significantly towards a better understanding of the security challenges confronting the region with a view to providing solutions to them.
For the Chief of Defense Staff, the wealth of experience of the retired senior military officers is very much needed at this crucial time.
Yes, the armed forces, just as was earlier pointed out, are the forefront of addressing these security threats. But we also believe that the feedback coming from you will be very critical in redressing these security threats.
He also has a word on the persistent agitations and the threat they pose for the country, as well as Thursday's killings in Enugu State.
Security setting to the generality of the people, of the populace, and of course the environment, that is devoid of tension. It is because of the work on the ground that security agencies are undertaking. So what happened, of course, in Enugu is only a pointer that it's not yet Uhuru. And so that's the reason that even more makes this interaction to be very compelling. And I believe that going forward, we will see an incremental improvement in the security disposition, not just in the southeast, but of course across the country.
Former Chief of Army Staff Azubike Ihejirika commends the military for coming up with the initiative, saying it will go a long way in restoring peace in the zone.
The gathering today is unique in the sense that it is bringing the veterans and those currently serving together towards finding lasting solution to the spate of insecurity all over the country.
With this kind of meeting already held in the Northwest Zone, it is believed that the Owerri gathering, which is seen as timely, will go a long way in dousing the tension in the region and, by extension, the nation.
And a similar warning is also coming from the emir of Muri in Taraba State, but this time it's a 30-day ultimatum to killer herders terrorizing residents of the state, asking them to vacate the forest. Emir Abbas Tafida's threat follows the rising cases of kidnappings, killings, and attacks on his people by kidnappers whom he suspects are killer herders. He was speaking during a special prayer program over the insecurity in the state. Taraba State, northeast Nigeria, has had its challenges with criminal elements. Lately, residents lament an increasing rate of kidnapping for ransom. The assailants are said to attack homes, leaving destruction in their wake. A survivor who narrates his ordeal wants government to uphold everyone's right to defend themselves.
I was narrowly escaped. Looking at these people, had it been that opportunity is given to me to own a gun, I think all those people that I've seen through my window, I could have gunned them down. But the story is different now. I was lucky to have escaped, but there are many people that are not lucky to escape. And these hoodlums are very small miscreants that are only threatening people with just because they're holding guns.
Some residents choose to seek divine intervention and search for a solution. The Emir of Muri, who organized the prayer session, accuses people occupying the forest illegally of being responsible for the spat of kidnapping and other crimes in the area.
Herdsmen in these forests, you came to this state and we accepted you. Why then will you be coming to town and be kidnapping residents to the extent of raping our women? We are tired of having sleepless nights. Every herdsman should start counting from today, as I'm giving them this 30-day ultimatum to stop kidnapping for ransom or face the consequences of their action by paying dearly. Enough is enough.
The federal government says it's not unaware of the challenges, but assures the residents it's making progress in the fight.
What happens just a few weeks ago, there are a lot of progress, and also Mr. President is on it, and I believe we are going to succeed at the end of the day.
While the prayer continues, residents want government to change its strategy towards addressing this challenge. And now to Eid celebrations. Muslims across northern Nigeria participated in prayers to mark the festival. The same message of peace resonated at all the prayer gatherings in the region, where prominent personalities such as the former Emir of Kano, Lamido Sanusi, preached peaceful coexistence among all Nigerians, irrespective of religion and ethnic differences.
A large turnout of worshippers waiting outside the National Eid ground in Abuja. COVID-19 protocols are applied as the faithful prepare to join in the prayers, which is the first to be held on this ground this year. The blue blood in the veins of the former Emir of Kano still flows with much ado as he leads the 2 Rakat prayers in Kaduna. Allahu Akbar. Allahumma Rabbana wa lakal hamd. He is joined by several dignitaries, including the state governor. His message centers on the need for peace in the country.
Alhamdulillah, we pray for peace, we pray for stability, we pray for improvements in economic conditions, inshallah. The people of Kaduna State should know that a massive military operation has started yesterday in the state to clear our state of bandits. They will begin to see the difference very, very soon by the grace of God. But we need prayers for our leaders, for our soldiers, for our policemen and security forces that are working around the clock to improve the security situation. Allahu Akbar!
Allahu Akbar! Religious and political leaders joined in the prayers, which were held on various grounds across the northern part of the country. Eid al-Kabir, meaning Festival of Sacrifice, is marked to commemorate the sacrifice made by Prophet Ibrahim. And this message resonates among the Muslim faithful, especially as the nation combats security threats.
To the miscreants among us, the bandits, the kidnappers, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala touch their mind so that they can reform. And I pray for peace. and tranquility in our country.
The most important lesson on this day is the sacrifice that we all need to make to live together in unity and cooperate with each other to ensure the return of peace, stability, and unity.
We must continue to love each other, love ourselves, and continue to provide credible information to law enforcement agencies so that any opportunistic criminal that will come our way, we can rout them out at all times.
We thank the President for deploying all the arsenal he possibly can. And we appreciate all institutions, the security agencies, our traditional rulers, and the people for putting all hands on deck to make sure we've brought down the alarming rate of insecurity.
This celebration is coming to us at a very critical moment, a period where we are facing some security challenges, economic challenges, and then also health challenges. So I want to use the opportunity to call on all our people to continue to pray for our leaders, all our governors, all our other leaders of the various stages, and of course our nation and its people.
The President's Chief of Staff also joined members of the State House staff and their families to observe the 2 Rakat prayers.
And in the southwest, prayers were also held at different locations. Amid the downpour in Lagos, Muslim faithful in the state gathered at the Dodon Barracks in Ikoyi to observe their prayers. In other places, residents were also asked to imbibe the lesson of the season.
It's a rainy Salah day here in Lagos. Rather than an inconvenience, many consider rain on a day like this a blessing and a sign of answered prayers. The Deputy Governor of Lagos and Speaker of the House of Representatives are here with other worshippers to observe the religious tradition, with all safety protocols observed. Eid al-Kabir is a day to connect with the teachings of sacrifice, love, and forbearance.
So whatever we promise ourselves in terms of agreement, we should try as much as possible to keep to it and to be fair to each other, to be caring to each other. So if we take on that principle, all this insurgency, kidnapping, and the rest will certainly not take place.
In Oyo State, Muslim faithful joined the state governor, Seyi Makinde, in worship. Pockets of people here follow the safety protocols of putting on face masks. The message from Governor Makinde to all, especially those whom he says have been fomenting trouble in the state, is that peace must reign.
In the spirit of the season, of the celebrations going on right now, to ask the rabble-rousers in Oyo State to have a rethink. They cannot destroy this place on religious ground.
And in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, a similar message of unity is passed by the governor to worshippers. A former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Dimeji Bankole, joins the prayers. The Chief of Staff to the Governor of Ogun State, Salis Shuaib, enjoins all to embrace unity of purpose and patriotism to the nation.
So human beings, we are from the same family, one club of humanity. As you go out today, everyone you see on the road is a member of your family. Whether it shares religion with you, whether it shares ethnic affiliation, or even political persuasion, we must continue to remember that together we can build this nation.
The prayers are marked with a slaughtering of rams, which connects with obedience and divine provision.
And still ahead on News Round, China experiences one of the country's worst flooding as passengers narrate the ordeal. We'll get details in a moment. Do stay with us. And still on the Eid celebrations, Muslims in southeast and south of the country also joined the Eid al-Kabir celebration. While some clerics called for peaceful coexistence among all tribes and religion, others said the government should handle the security challenge in the nation headlong.
Muslims converging on the central mosque in Abakaliki, the Ebonyi state capital. They join other faithful around the world in the annual celebration. The Commissioner of Police in the state is joining in this prayer session, which precedes other activities lined up for the day. He assures residents of the state of their safety during the festivities.
For those that have the wrong intention, security is well in place, as you have seen. They are all over. And we are doing everything possible to bring down whatever is the situation that will bring any breach of the public peace. By extension, we want Nigerians to have confidence on the security agencies, that we are ready at any time to do everything possible to protect lives and property.
As the Northerners here, we live in peace. We have peaceful coexistence among we and the host community, both with the government. So I think living in peace is the best. Without peace, there will be no stability. Without peace, there will be no development. So I call all of us to live in peace, both Christian and Muslim.
The faithful in Enugu are also in the mood of celebration. As a way of felicitating with Muslims, the Enugu state governor is donating food items to Muslim faithful in the state.
The governor of Enugu state, with all these items, to come and celebrate with our Muslim brothers and sisters here in Enugu. Remember, we are indigenous of Enugu. We are one. The governor is celebrating the Salah with you.
We put Enugu State in prayer. We want to thank him for this peace that is established in Enugu State. We want to thank him for all he has been doing for the Muslim Ummah. We are highly grateful.
In Benin City, it's a large turnout for prayers at the Ikoba Slope Prayer Ground in the Edo State capital. The Chief Imam of Benin leads the session. He harps on the need for governments to be responsive in handling the security challenges facing Nigeria.
They don't understand the position they are occupying, because for everybody that is killed in this country, the leaders have a case to answer before God. That is why they should be up and doing. There should be no sentiment, tribalism, or nepotism. Whoever is caught committing crime should be punished accordingly. Our police, our soldiers are one of the best in the world. Our police will go to abroad and go and perform well. They'll be rewarded. Why is it that when they are here, they are not giving hands to work? Let them give them hands to work. They will fish out all these criminals one by one.
The celebration continues nationwide and across the world with pleas for the faithful to imbibe the lessons of the festival.
And away from the Eid celebrations, motorists and marketers using Kara livestock markets on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway have come under sanctions following their continued infringement on the rights of other road users by blocking the expressway. Well, motorists had their vehicle tires deflated and towed away by the security agents.
Traffic around the Kara-Opik axis on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway has been hectic over the past few days. It stretches as far as Berger in Lagos State and extends beyond Mowe, a distance of about 21 kilometers in Ogun State. On a good day, it would have taken about 18 minutes to travel that distance, but not on a day like this.
3 years is abnormal. The normal situation in this country, man. This ram market is supposed to be controlled.
I am coming from Shagam. I'm trying to go to the airport.
to go and catch my flight, but suddenly there was a heavy go-slow. So I left my people in the motor, they were coming.
The Ogun State government seems aware of the cause and sends men of the Ministry of Environment to address it. Their strategy is to relocate the livestock away from the road.
During this time of festive period, we do have our emergency sellers of livestock. So we know that these people do cause traffic. So we are here to monitor the livestock trading and to move them inside so that we can have a free flow of vehicles.
Their civil approach seems to be working, but not for some defiant motorists. That soon changes when men of the Federal Road Safety Corps begin impounding vehicles. The arrival of the Commissioner of Police in Lagos State further changes the tone of things. More vehicles impounded, tires of several others deflated, sending jitters on defiant motorists. The leadership of the police and the Federal Road Safety Corps, both from Lagos State, insist the essence of their presence here is to bring some sanity on the expressway.
When it comes to commission of crime, when it comes to violation of rules and regulations, there's no jurisdiction. If this place is not, the extension they are going to have an effect of it on Lagos. Once the place is blocked, now that town will be blocked. And by extension now, you are going to Bega. From Bega now, you are going to Tommy Bridge. So they are synergy when we work together. This place is Ogun State. The ripple effect of traffic here is affecting Lagos State.
When your vehicle creates an obstruction, your vehicle is towed. When you want it to become aggressive, we call for the support of armed agencies to support us, and that has been the trend. It's not an aggression, it's just a way of protecting the operatives. So we've been coping with them in the last 3 days, but it's quite overwhelming. You can see the traffic volume. And for all these people to any single vehicle that creates an obstruction here, the backlog is always very high.
Traffic soon eases, and the law enforcers promise it will continue till the end of the festive season.
And to health matters, rising cases of cholera is another kind of health threat, suddenly rearing its ugly head across the country. And many of the cases have been reported in Enugu, Bauchi, Jigawa, and Yobe states, among others, with various state governments responding to curtail the spread.
The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, says cholera has killed no fewer than 325 people this year alone. A total of 14,343 suspected cases of the disease have been reported in 15 states across the country. Even Abuja, the nation's capital, has not been spared. The sources of water supply to some communities are suspect.
The same proceed is up at Madala, and this will go to Madala and fetch water there with wheelbarrow and send it to us, we drink. We don't know where they carry this water from.
Like Abuja, the trigger for Kano is not far-fetched.
The issue started with that well. The well they are getting water. It's not all that to the standard. It's an orphan well. There are a lot of flies and many other things.
Other states not spared are Gombe, Sokoto, Yobe, and Nasarawa, whilst Benue, Bayelsa, Kogi, Enugu have also had their fair share. But Bauchi appears to be a worst hit.
Yesterday alone, we admitted 200 cases of cholera in our treatment center. And out of that, as of today, we have about 854 patients on admission. And then we have 28 deaths. A majority of them are women and children.
About 27% of suspected cases across the country are those within the ages of 5 and 14.
The children started vomiting. They had vomited twice and were rushed to the hospital where they were given medication. But we thank God, they are much better now.
Some may have stories of recoveries of their loved ones to tell, but for others, it's a sad, dark ending.
to gaba ɗaya jiki ya slap sai muka ɗauke ta take sai muka ta asibiti Allah bai sa garin ya waye tana da rai ba.
Given the risk of large outbreaks across states, NCDC has activated nationwide response in partnership with relevant stakeholders.
We went with some consignments made up of IV fluids, drips, water guard, ORS, zinc, syringes, doxycycline, and all that.
For the fact that they will be receiving the treatment almost 100% free, that will encourage them to move from their homes to the health facility and will have a good data, get the index cases treated properly so that they will not recycle the chains of transmission.
Even though an estimated 2.9 million cases and 95,000 deaths occur each year around the world, Nigerians can keep the disease at bay by adhering to simple practices of cleanliness.
Our news round ends in China, where passengers trapped in busy subway stations on Tuesday have been narrating their ordeal as floodwaters gushed in one of the country's worst flooding. In one train carriage, water seeped in and rose from ankle to waist to neck height as panicked commuters stretched upwards to breathe. The others lifted shorter people into shrinking air pocket above. And that's it on News Round. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ladi Williams. Bye for now.